Good night, and welcome to one of our first in a long while live shows on YouTube. My boy Jackson Bryan here, the JFC. Uh, Lots to get into, and nothing at the same time. Firstly, guys, we're always going to do this. Unfortunately, for the past week, I've been in custody of my nephew, and he kind of passed on whatever virus he had to me. No, I'm in excruciating pain, so I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, but I'm doing the video anyway. The show never stops and whatnot. Um, but there's a social people following on, and that now on the side here, you do see the an 11 that I've used via FOTMob because thanks FOTMob for that. Um, so I predicted 11 as a match against New Caledonia is to kick off, if I'm not wrong, 9 p.m. local time. Now, we'll go straight into the team of what I think it will be. If you guys like, I could just remove myself off. Yeah, there's the team itself. Blake in goal, I think that's undoubted. The back four, and this is not a team that I'd go with, but this is what I think Rudolph Speed and Miguel Coley would conjure up. And I think they'll go with Amari Bell, Ethan Pinnock, Richard King, and Ian Frey as the back four. Nolan McKees, because obviously he wasn't called up. And I don't think they'll go with Damien Lowe or anybody like that, Latibodier, even though Latibodier has probably played the most minutes of any centre back we do have currently. Into the midfield, obviously, Isaac Hayden will start. No John Russell because he's suspended, and so that leaves Casey Palmer on for me. What I think will happen is it will be a 4-2-3-1 in attack because against New Caledonia we're gonna have a lot of the ball, right? So I think they'll go with Bobby Reed a bit less safe. You know what I mean? Knowing if we're playing Mexico, America, tough team like that, we're not going to play Bobby Reed in the midfield. We're just not going to do that. But against New Caledonia, I think Speed will look at this as an advantage to try and get an overload against a team that is more likely going to sit back for a good proportion of the game. Up front is where we have issues because obviously there's no Shamar Nicholson. Ramon Burrell is injured. Trevante Stewart has been out of form. And Damari Gray recently pulled out with an injury. So I'm going with the front three of Ephraim Mason Clark to make his full debut for the country. Leon Bailey on the right wing. Believe me, I would not want to see him play, but Leon Bailey. I think Speed and all those people have some sort of issue, in regards to not playing Leon Bailey. So I think he'll be in from the start, from the get-go, because I think they'll be thinking, we need creativity along the flanks and, Leon, blah, blah, blah. Oh. And up front, I think it will have to be Jamal Lowe. Now, there are variations where Ephron could play up front with Cephas on the wing. That's something that could happen. Or they could go Bailey up front and start Norman Campbell. Whichever floats their boat, whichever happens, or whichever they do decide. Currently, this is how I think that Jamaica will line up against New Caledonia. And I'd like for you guys to get your comments in below. Do you guys think this is a team that could really challenge New Caledonia or give a good account of itself? Obviously, I like to hear the comments that you guys do put in regards to who you like playing and who should not play. But I don't think this is a team that we should look at and say, yeah, this is a team that should lead us forward. I think this team can be for this game, but cannot be moving forward. The holes in his team again. Amari Bell's not a left back anymore. Ethan Pinnock is shorter minutes. When he does play, he's fantastic, but shorter minutes. Richard King, new coach at St. Mirren. Who knows what's gonna happen? Ian Frey. I mean, he doesn't necessarily start for Inter Miami anymore. And I must say, I saw the discussions between admin and a couple of accounts when the squad was announced, and a name missing, someone who they went through, Tavon Gray. And I think Speed said something along the lines of they already had 20. They already had about 20 something people, or 25 or so. And adding any more would be, too much. And, Tavon adding in would be an issue. So we don't get that. But Tavon Gray would have been my first option for right back, based on how the trajectory was in regards to who was going to be called up or not. What do we know about New Caledonia? Now, a lot of people don't know a lot about New Caledonia. Now, obviously, if you did see the press conference, we did scout Martinique, I think it was, because the expatriates, because of the French expatriates, which we know New Caledonia are a team full of. Now, Real Speed also said he spoke to the Gibraltar head coach about the team. He didn't really put anything out there to say, hey, this is what we learned or anything. So New Caledonia it's a bit of a weird one. If we look at it, they've got players that a lot of people won't really recognize per se. They were in the Oceanic Confed or Oceanic qualifications, where they lost in the final to New Zealand 3-0. New Zealand, a team that we do know about. But currently, if we're to speak about New Caledonia just as a football team itself or such, what more can I say about them? I don't think they're ranked in the world. I mean, I can check that right now. World ranking. Yeah, currently, oh no, they are ranked. It's 150th in the world. Their highest ranking was 93rd in 2013. So they're a lowly ranked team, but they're not that bad, if you know what I mean. We've seen bigger shocks happen. We've seen San Marino score goals and all of that. But New Caledonia, I think we can't look at them as a pushover, as this should be a simple game. Shouldn't be a problem. Walk over, let's move on and everything. Football is not played on paper, it's played on grass. And until we do actually execute, then it's always going to be a tough game. And from the Jamaican standpoint, we desperately need this to happen. I mean, imagine not making the World Cup from the groups we were in, and then we get this second chance and we still blow it. This is where the big players have to be big players. Now, I'm looking at the forward spot, speak more about the Jamaican version, looking at the New Caledonia side a bit, pinpoint a couple of players like the goalkeeper, Rocky Niekiene, Thomas Schmidt, defenders Emil Beraroun and Fonzie Rangshen, and midfielders Jacob Bieno, at least I hope that's how it's pronounced, and Pierre Bacco. So they have some players, I'll tell you right now, I've never heard of any of those players. Cesar Ziola, never heard of any of them. but they're going to go out and they're going to do something that hopefully our players do as well, but I'm not optimistic. And that would be to leave it all out there, to give everything for the nation on your crest, for the nation on your shirt. And we need that. I mean, against Curacao, that was the main thing, especially with me. I just didn't think we gave it our all. I didn't think we actually played with as much heart as we needed to, and that's why we're in this position in the first place. Now, again, New Caledonia, they set up in a very defensive format, in more of a 4-5-1 that sometimes the holding midfielder drops in as a centre back to make a 5-4-1. They really they stay behind the ball a lot. Counter attacks are going to be their key, which is why even with this lineup, and I'm thinking we could get counted on. Amari Bell, Ian Frey, they're not the fastest of players. King and Pinnock can keep up, but no one else is. You'd have to go with a man like Webster or Latiboyer who can run. They've got the pace and everything to move down the field and everything. So it does worry me a bit. Again, seeing players sprint and everything doesn't mean anything when it comes to against us as Jamaicans, because we're known for being quick. But yeah, this is the lineup. It's not going to be a long video, guys. As I said, I'm in excruciating pain and I'm going to go to bed, and hopefully I'll feel better in the morning. But what are your thoughts? Do you think this team will beat New Caledonia? If not, who do you think should come into this lineup? I might see some Cephas's, maybe some Andersons, Latibodiers, who knows? But thanks everyone for tuning in to this live. More likely, will be more people watching the afters of it, because I mean it's a tad late for us Jamaicans. So in the morning, people will see a lot of this. So we'll see you guys for the next stream, whenever that is. Champs is coming up, so not sure about with the weekend. But yeah, we'll see you guys hopefully with good news on Friday or Saturday, and having another preview before the match against Congo on Wednesday. Have a great one.